Hello, hello. Happy Thursday, September 25th, 2025. 9/25/25. How is everyone? I am I have my light back up and running. I did a little soldering action. DRZ. Hello, Russell, Juicy Lucy, all getting well in advance of the chat. I'm glad we have this opportunity, I guess. Yeah, I set it up early and I thought, you know what? I wonder if, because I think I did it at like at 10 o'clock this morning. Thursday's our early day, so I'm in here before 7, against my better judgment and will. But I got shipping done and like, well, I better get that done. So because I'm always like doing it at the last minute. So I got it all set up. I thought, you know what? I wonder if someone's going to be in the chat like really super early, but I guess like 1:30 was about it. So Hans, good afternoon. It's been a nutty day. I was working on a project and an IT project, as it were, and completely nerfed it. Which was frustrating because I was like at 98%, and then I said, well, this thing isn't right, so I'm going to go into the database, and y'all don't know what I'm talking about, and I can't tell you yet. So I apologize for that. I can vouch for Brian being in here that early. He had my ink ordered, and I did during the night, and he had it all packed up by 8 a.m. Yeah, it came in, and I double check, I like triple checked it, Russ, because I still haven't moved. I've got I like, for whatever reason, I haven't alphabetized the Sheaffer inks on the shelf, and I usually do, regardless of what it is. It's black, blue, blue, black, and then everything else alphabetically. So unfortunately, if there was an ink that was A, it comes after blue, black, because my brain works black, blue, blue, black, and then everything else. But purple didn't fit on the shelf, so purple's to the left of black, and then after blue, black is coffee brown, and then brown. Which, now that I think about it, makes completely no sense. But I double checked it. I like checked it 3 times before I put it on the cart, and I checked it 2 or 3 times before I put it in the box. Yeah. I mean, I just wish manufacturers would think about how this stuff is in a retail establishment, or at least in a warehouse, where you're not, if you have it in boxes of 6, because they come in boxes of 6 to me, that might even be different, because then it's just a number. But when the boxes look almost identical, I mean, and they don't, but they do. Anyway, yeah, it is a secret. It is good, I think. I don't know when we're gonna launch it, but it will be sometime. Maybe. Wow. You're not going to believe it. I just got an email. Is this April 1st? What is this stuff? I just got an email from Coles of London. So Coles of London is a U.S. distributor for Visconti. Can I make this public? This is insane. It doesn't say I can't say this. This can't be real. Okay. All right. So we're delighted to share some exciting news. Are you ready for this? This is nuts. This is nuts. Coles of London has been appointed by the Hamelin Group as the new exclusive distributor of Pelican fine writing instruments in the United States. What happened to Chartback? What went wrong there? Yeah. What? Now they just need to take over like Diamine and Coeco. That would be great. I I am shocked. I didn't think. I mean, Chartback was a lot of things, right? Let's see. True honor, blah blah blah. Outstanding service, reliable supply, strong marketing support, committed. I mean, seamless transition. Coming weeks. Further details regarding ordering procedures, product availability, and promotional materials. Wow. Chartback had issues. That's all you'll say. Yeah, well, last year's Pelican Hub was a disaster. Now, this is not good timing for Pelican Hub, right? Because last year we had all these problems where Chartback shipped 2 boxes. So we got 2 boxes shipped to us for the hub. And they were clearly marked 1 of 1 or 1 of 2 or whatever. 1 of 2. And we got the first box. It's marked 1 of 2. And it was like half the stuff. Everybody's supposed to get a bottle of ink and a notepad. And we had like 10 bottles of ink. And we got in touch with Chartback and we said, hey, can you track that other box? Is that coming? Oh, we must have sent it to somebody else, they said. And that was it. Like, what? Can't you contact them and say, hey, listen, here's the label. Slap it on and get it over to Anderson's. No. And so I think the way it ended up, I think Lisa got Germany to send the damn rest of the stuff because people were hot and I came in my Pelican Hub, I didn't get my bottle of ink. Does it say when it's effective? It says it doesn't. New exclusive. In the coming weeks, we will share further details regarding ordering procedures, product availability, and promotional materials. In the meantime, please feel free to reach out with any questions. That's all it says. I sent Lisa a text. I can't wait till she reads it. She's gonna explode. You went direct to Pelican. Yeah. They screwed up an order. Did the retail you had an ink order with? Yeah. Well, and so the funny thing is when we closed last year, I sent emails to every vendor. And I said, effective immediately, please cancel any and all back orders. Because, I'm closing up. I don't want something to show up and then I can't pay for it. Because, sales were good right after the announcement and then they kind of trickled down, right? And I didn't want to have to pay for something or all of a sudden, I didn't know I had 3 $500 pens on order or whatever. I didn't want to get those at the last minute and I didn't want to stiff anybody. So I said, cancel any and all back orders. And they promptly shipped me, like that day, a box of ink. I told you not to ship it. I don't want it. I don't want it anymore. Wow. That's something. I was not expecting that. Okay. So, that is an important announcement. Thank you, Coles. Well, that'll be fun. All right. Let's take a look at what we got repaired today. Yeah, Coles of London is. You'll see if anyone you know has a backstory. I wonder if Crazy Alan knows. I tried to stay out of Chart Pack. I was just pissed because then they later sent me an invoice for that ink. It was stupid. It was like dumb amount. It was like $78 or something like that. I'm like, but they sent it. I forget when they, like, March. Like, you're not getting that money. Why did you send this? Idiots. He's driving to Dallas. Okay. But yeah, it was like, I went out of business. I can't pay you. Pay you for that. All right. We got a snorkel to put together. Finally. And it's a good thing we held off because, well, we gotta. Lisa just read my text. She's probably She what? Oh man. What a day. What a day. I don't know. So we're gonna have to take this apart because I gotta put that in. And I've got a filling unit to replace this guy. Put that together. Oh, did Juicy? I'm sorry, Juicy. What did she say? Juicy, let me scroll back here. Got a Vacumatic that draws water, but the button sticks coming back. Sticky diaphragm. Yeah, you probably need a new diaphragm. Yeah. Yeah. Because you actually can suck up water without a diaphragm in there. Believe it or not. All right. Hello, I've never seen anything like that. How are the things going though? Things are crazy today. Let's get some we got pens in all stages of restoration here, so let's just get this a little bit more in order. I mean, yeah, for 25 pounds sterling, that's a great deal. Is it a major? What is it? Double jewel? Is it hard? Hard to repair pens? It takes a little finesse, I would say. You can't just be ham-fisted and it takes some practice. You did it a million times in school. Double jewel green. Well, yeah, for 25 pounds. All day long. When you were younger. Where am I from? I'm from Appleton, Wisconsin. United States. Your mouth is on minor fire. You made a chicken quesadilla. It didn't have taco seasoning and mild and in the low sodium. Well, that'll do it. Wisconsin, you've been here a lot of times? Yeah. It's a pretty nice state. You're in Green Bay? Or you've been to Green Bay? Yeah, I'm just south of there. Okay, now at least we got that trim ring on there. Looks a little bit better. You love the peaceful states like Wisconsin and Maine. Yep. Although I don't think I've ever been to Maine. You know what? Let's are the red or blue states more peaceful? Best maple syrup in the U.S. Vermont won't agree with that statement. Hello, fruit jelly. We're debating who has the best maple syrup. But an oversized dual fold set in Portland for $50. You're in Switzerland. Okay, you're in Switzerland. You've been to Green Bay. All right. Wow. Can't believe Coles of London is the new Pelican distributor. I just can't believe that. On the list of top 10 things I wasn't going to hear today was new pen distributors just don't change in the US. I mean, we've had it a couple times. I mean, Auto Hut got bought out, so then the US distributor was no longer Kenro, it became Faber-Castell, but not a lot of people are buying Auto Hut. What kind of pens are these? Are Sheaffer. This one's a snorkel. The rest of these are touchdowns. And then we're going to be working on some 51s, Vacumatic. Have I ever been to Europe? No, I've never been to Europe. Been to Japan. That was fun. Number of years ago. Hello, H.E. Peterson from Weatherford, Texas. These are done. Texas. All right. Yeah, Lisa's response was WHAAAAA question mark question mark question mark question mark question mark question mark question mark. What? Cardinal Penn should set up at the European show. Madrid would be fun. I've always wanted to go to the Madrid show because I hear it's an excellent show. A really, really, really good show. course, it's right after Columbus, right? It's usually it's in November. Someday I'll do those. I really want to go to the shows in London, but they're like 1 day shows from my understanding, which I just can't figure out. Like they couldn't come up with a better name, like a better. I mean, somebody in London doesn't want to have more than just 1 day. I mean, what do you think about New Zealand? You're looking forward to going there? Never been. Don't have an opinion. October, London. Oh, it is a weekend now. I know for a while there was like 4 of them or something, but they were like 1 day events. Which, I mean, maybe works if you're. If it's an all-day thing. Spring show was 1 day, maybe. Okay. Many of the London shows are the week before or after shows in Europe. You could stay a week and hit 2 different shows. Interesting. Wow, that's tight. I don't really think I need to seal that. There's no way that's coming loose. All right, well, it's on the filling unit. Actually, in the process, I found several filling units, so. Hello, PB Pickett. You're heading to the Dallas Pen Show this weekend. It's usually pretty good, but what do I know? That's the only one I've ever been to. This will be your fourth show. Yeah, it's a good show. I actually was hoping to get there this year. And then I actually found out my local airport, because believe it or not, we have an airport here in Appleton. The joke is our airport is like 4 gates, no waiting. But they announced not too long ago, I think it was last month, nonstop flights to Dallas. I thought, well, that's great, because we always had reasonably decent luck in Dallas. I like the show. Hey, Andy, how you doing? Am I a Green Bay Packer fan? Well, I mean, on Flintstone Airlines. Yeah, I don't know what I don't remember what airline it was. I'll be honest with you, I'm not really I don't really follow football. I know, which is kind of ridiculous to say, since I'm literally like 30 minutes away from the stadium where I sit here. Yeah, I don't follow football. I honestly couldn't tell you who was in the Super Bowl any of the last 20 years. I have on occasion gone to a Packers game. I don't dislike the Packers. I'm just not a football person. I'm not really. I'm more of a baseball person than I am a football person. But I don't follow baseball at all either. So. It's bringing folks from Japan there. Did Dallas? Yeah. All right. Let's see if this will work. I really only have time to follow one sport. Most of y'all know which one that is. That's professional cycling. That's the only sport I follow. You're heading to your pen club in Manhattan? Yeah, it's a long way from Appleton. You missed our pen club. It was a good one this month. Anytime we can talk about vintage pens, it's good for me. There's an airport in Augusta at the top of a hill. When it was first used, there was a street that ran through the landing field. They would go out and stop the traffic so the plane could land. Holy moly. You need a topic for your pen club next month? Wish I could help you. I've done all the ones you've done. I'd send you our local watermark guy, but I think he's still think he's still talking. I don't think he knows that we all left the pen club meeting. Boy, that dude could talk. You might do pencils, ballpoints, and rollerballs just for something different. Just to mess with them. You know the former VFW well. Looking forward in our December visit to check out the bookshop. Oh, tardigrades? Yeah, we had pen club there. That's where we had our the guy who was doing watermarks and stuff. He that was the month we went there. Interesting place. If you're coming in December and you want to come visit here, you're more than welcome to. I take visitors by appointment, so. There are vintage topics that are of interest to you and only you. It's not really fair to the rest of the club. Well, have them come up with something. I'm trying to think. What are we doing? We're doing a topic on nibs coming up in, I think, November. Because next month is going to be Pelican Hub. Sorry. And then I think December is just going to kind of be a social thing. You messed up repairing a wall overship scaling desk pen and clouded the amber middle section. If I were to send it in at some point, would you have the part for it? Otherwise, I assume it's ruins. I don't know. You'd have to send me a picture. Send me a picture right there. I have to see. If it's interchangeable with the standard pen, maybe. If it's desk pen only, then I don't know. Do I shellac the diaphragm? No. No, you don't shellac this. The only time you would use shellac is like we did a couple weeks ago. We had a pellet cup that was a little bit loose, and you put a dab of shellac in there to hold and let it sit to hold the diaphragm in place. But in other words, it pops in, the pellet cup is tight, and then it kind of stays in place. You still like to hear stuff even if it's not of interest? People want a hands-on pen repair workshop, but I can't figure out the logistics of getting 15 or 20 of the same pen and enough tools for everyone to follow along. Yeah, see, I did that in Philadelphia one year. It was an Esterbrook Resac seminar, and I had signups on the site, and I forget what we charged for it. Probably at the time it was 45 or 55 bucks. You got a bottle of shellac. You got a container of talc. You got a sack. I had a couple sets of scissors. I think everybody got a section file, like an emery board for these guys. And then I had LJs and SJs, black LJs and SJs, and I had a bunch of them. And I gave everybody like 2 or 3 nib options. You can pick an SJ or an LJ, and then you got, I don't remember what they were, 1461, a 1555, and 1551, something like that. And that sort of worked out. And then what I did is I prepped everything else. So like I pulled the J bar and I inspected the J bar, cleaned it off, reinserted it. Basically got all the old sack out so that they didn't have to worry about that. All they had to do was really just kind of the fine tuning of the end of the section. You could try solvent, polishing the inside of the visualized section of the skyline. It may work, but no promises. That's interesting. Congrats on how well the desk sets turned out. Looking great on the Cardinal Pens website. Thank you. Yeah, I need some more of them to go, though. So if anybody wants a desk set, there are some. I'm surprising, and when you have a lot of things like that, sometimes you're like, what you think people are going to want and what people actually want, they're always 2 different things. The ones I thought, the ones I didn't think would sell were like the first to sell, and I had ones that I thought would sell are still sitting in my case. Does everyone bring their pens to the pen club? Yeah, bring some. Show and tell is always good. If you get the job, if I get the job I kind of don't want, I'm definitely buying a desk set or 2. You get the job you kind of don't want? There's a story there. You were glad something about that National Cash Register set, so you didn't have to. It was like the first one to go. And not only did they buy that, they bought a second one. I couldn't believe it. It's a long one, but it's shift work and no longer telecommute, so I'd have to put on pants regularly again. Oh, yeah. But a big pay bump, at least. Well, I get it. I haven't worn it pretty much anything but shorts, and I can't tell you how many months. You just pay double if you have to wear pants. I get that, right? I told Lisa, I said in the winter, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a pair of shorts here. I'm just going to wear shorts all day long, every day. I'm not sure she found that funny. I don't know. I'm not too far off from joking on that. Yeah, the problem I had with my Esterbrook Resac seminars is like some people didn't want a black pen, right? But I wasn't gonna have a seminar and sell off, all the good color pens. or it was going to cost a fortune, you know, or there was going to be too many price options. You know, and then they wanted better nibs, and I'm like, well, we had a couple of people who took the class who were excited. You're worried about being left with kits and tools I don't want that I paid for. Yeah. Unless you, what you do is you do it like 2 months in advance. And I don't know how that's possible, but you do it 2 months in advance and you say, okay, we're going to do this, and the price is going to be X, and for X, you're going to get a Sheaffer touchdown, and yeah, it's prepayment, non-refundable. What tools do you include? Yeah, I mean, I could help you out with some hemostats. If that was something you needed, just let me know. I can help you out with that. But that's the only tool I can help you with. Yeah, because otherwise you got to have, I mean, like it was stupid for me to include, you wanted people to learn how to properly size the sack, but I wasn't going to sell them a scissors. You know, you got scissors at home. So I had scissors there, and I didn't want to pre-cut it. So, they just kind of had to share. I think I had 2 or 3 sets. I tell you what, I didn't get rich, and I probably would never do it again. Those two things are not related. But I was hoping it was going to be a way for me to get rid of some black pens that are otherwise kind of hard to sell, but it didn't work out so well. Bottle, shellac, talc, something to remove the sack remnants from the section. Tweezers or hemostat, and a pick of some kind. Yeah. Yeah. You don't necessarily need to make money. You're not going to make money. You're going to get rid of pens you don't want is what it's going to end up being, which is a benefit. Yeah, you just don't want to lose money on it. You know, and picks would be nice, for sure would be nice, but you know, the thing is you don't know, every pen's different, right? So one pen you might have dried crusty bits that comes out great with the pick, and the next one you've got is gooey and sticky, and which is why I prepped all mine. Gripper squares, yep. I made sure my sections were easy to take apart with your hands. Because I also had to do it within the span of like 45 minutes. Because and 10 minutes of talking, 45 minutes of work, and then there's another seminar in the room. That's kind of how for me it was. Yeah, I basically did that. Because I didn't want to have any problems. And then, of course, just like we experienced this morning when we were looking over those pens, it ended up that I think there was one person that the section was cracked. I didn't even notice it. So I grabbed my big pile of boxes of pens, and I had extras, and that was that. Don't have to worry about keeping secret about Pelican and Kohl's. Kohl's had an announcement on the webpage about it. I'm sure they're proud of it. That's a big deal. Oh, wait. What's this? So I just got an email from ChartPack now. All right, let's see what this says. Is a new chapter for our luxury stationery group. ChartPack is entering an exciting new chapter marked by growth, refinement, and a sharpened vision for the future. A fond farewell to Pelican. As part of Hamelin's strategic realignment, ChartPack will no longer distribute Pelican under our portfolio of brands. Effective September 2025, all inquiries related to Pelican fine writing instruments, arts, crafts, office products, and pen repair should be directed to Hamelin. ChartPack will no longer maintain Pelican inventory or process pen repairs beyond this date. It's effective September 2025, it says. They're going to be welcoming Fabriano Boutique, Italian paper makers, Mariamon, Kuretake, sharpened vision for the future means we now have nothing to sell. Kuretake, that's interesting. Kohinoor. Okay, well, they already did Kohinoor. They're expanding Kohinoor. Okay. Okay. Is this Pelican breaking news? Yeah. Just announced today. The ChartPack is no longer the Pelican distributor, and it's now Kohl's of London. Makes me wonder where the heck our Pelican Hub stuff is coming from. If we're getting it at all. Interesting that they're not saying who the new Pelican distributor will be. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I probably wouldn't either. Probably wouldn't mind going through the parts bins. Yeah, right. You now have nothing to sell. Heard it first here, non-Pelican Hub. Yeah. All right, I'm probably gonna micro mesh this section here. Yeah, I mean, it's coming up. I mean, you probably almost literally did hear it first here because I read it off as soon as the Coles of London email came through. I might clean that up a little bit. There's a little bit of a ridge here on here. Chartback got the contract at Pelican 2001. All right, so 24 years. Question is where are all my micro mesh pads? Well, I tell you what, Coles of London, um, they are wicked fast at shipping products. Really, really quite fast. Yeah, I hope it's on its way to Coles too. Yeah, otherwise it's going to be I mean, Jerkpack wouldn't even. They couldn't. They, they couldn't ship me. They couldn't figure out what to do about tracking my old package. So they're definitely not going to help with this. And that's good news for me too, because we're already set up with Coles of London, and you once had a 5-day turnaround for repair from them. Yeah. That's exciting. Speaking of Coles of London, anybody hear about this new Visconti that was announced this week? The Maze or something like that? I gotta admit, it's a cool pen, but it's a serious several months of your house payment. Hey, I wonder if that means Coles of London will be able to give me some swag for my hub. We had some vendors last year. I had to laugh. I just laughed. I well, right, Scott, you're hit and miss. Um, we reached out to a number of vendors and say, hey, listen, we're having a Pelican hub. We're going to have, I forget how many people we had signed up, 50 people or something. I mean, it was a lot of people. Um, 50 people plus that we knew that there were other people coming that weren't signed up. I said, we're having a big event. Would you like to participate? And, do you have anything that you want to give away? And they'd be like, oh, it's a Pelican only thing. I said, well, yeah, it's put on by Pelican. And we had companies like, yeah, no, we're good. Like, well, what do you care? There's 50 people. Limited edition sticker. There's 50 people, at least 75 people showing up, and you don't want to put your name in front of them. I thought it was a little short-sighted. Like, who cares? Who cares who's I mean, they're paying for it. Yeah, 50 possibly affluent, definitely fountain pen crazy people. Yeah, I know. I was just like, you're nuts. You're stupid. You piggyback off of that shit. Because they don't really care. I forget what the numbers were for that day, but I think it was our best, or excluding the pen party that we had when we moved into the new store in Wisconsin, it was our best Saturday ever, or best Friday ever in the store. It was nuts. I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know what happened um, at the Pelican Hub because I was so busy selling stuff. I had just gotten in a collection of pens that I bought that I forgot I paid for, and the seller took their sweet time in getting them to me. Um, but they showed up the day before the Pelican Hub, and it was like, I forget what, like 30 pens. I was cleaning pens all day. Boy, I wish I had that salad spinner back then. I would have got a couple hours off my day, but it was nuts. Yeah, 50 people, 10%. They lost 5 sales, 5 new customers. Easy. I'm not asking them again this year. Your local store gave coupons to attendees and I think provided the drinks. Yeah, we're getting we're renting we're technically, it's being sponsored by the local pen club. Since at the time we didn't, well, quite honestly, my shop here is not, the warehouse is not big enough for 25 people, and I think that's what we got signed up for it this year. Um, there's no way you could fit 25 people in here, and no place to sit, and I mean, there's maybe 3 spots to sit. So we're renting a. Apparently, there's a house that you could rent out for events and things. Um, the store was too small for the hub. Yeah, yeah. So it was at a library. We would have done it at the library, but the library's closed or it was booked or something. Um, So we've got this house that apparently one of our members has used before for another club that she's in. They take donations. They want, 30 to 50 bucks. So if everybody chips in a buck or two, we're golden. And we're gonna do potluck, and so everybody's just gonna bring something. I'm gonna donate a pen. I actually got recently a batch of pens in, and there was this kind of weird Pelican. Actually, it's a cartridge pen, um, which was kind of strange, but a nice, decent Pelican. I thought, well, why not? We'll just throw it in the giveaway pile, and then we're gonna take. Oh, your hubmaster works for the library, so he keeps it open. Yeah, I need to get in with the library, I guess. Indy's having 68. Wow. I've got a bag of stuff here from our swap table from the club, and we're just going to distribute it into about 3 or 4 or 5 bags, and I'm donating the bags, and we're just going to raffle it off. And it's like a lot of stationery and old cards and things like that. But I mean, you go home with a goodie bag, who cares what it is, right? All right. These, I guess we got to test, huh? We probably would have had more, but without the store, it was. I don't think people knew or understood that we were actually going to, because Appleton was on the list. This one is tight with no flow at all. What do I mean by tight? Um, the tines are very tight together. There's no there's no room for ink to flow down the tines to the tip, which is why it didn't really start out very well. That's even better. But you can see the difference from barely getting any ink here to this to this. Now, this was okay, but if you can see this X here on the downstroke, it really lightened up a lot. Would your diaphragm lube help keeping a sack straight if a section is screwed in? For that, I would use, like for this Sheaffer here, I'd use talc. Because with the diaphragm, we've got it's touching the walls of the barrel, and it will help it rotate if it does rotate. But with the sack, we don't really want that lube hanging out in the barrel, and it could make a mess. Lever fillers. No, the diaphragm lube you just use for vacs. You wouldn't really use it for any other. Any other purpose. At least I wouldn't. A little bit. I think maybe this buff stick should be relegated to historical preservation. I think I got another one around here somewhere. I'll see if I can just get. That's better. Oh, joke. Okay. Feels all right. Spin that out later. And then I'm going to flush it out after that. Nice nib on that one. Yeah, so here's lever on the side of the barrel. I like this nib. All right. And it's a nice pen, that Sheaffer. And this one I think was just fine. It just needed to be sealed up. Seal this, and then these are done. These will be, these guys here will be up for sale. I don't know, maybe next week, hopefully next week. Line up. It's tight. I didn't give myself much room there for adjustment. Gonna polish the cap on this guy. Won't bore you with the rest of the details. Those are done. All right, now let's see. What do we got? It's 327. What do we want to work on? A couple snorkels in here. I think this one's got a crack in it. Yeah. That's not the right cap for that nib. It's kind of an ugly pen, but a nice nib. Is it balanced day? I don't know. What should this looks kind of nice. Maybe I should put these little. Maybe I should do these two little juniors here. This one's got a hump clip, but it's a little bit of a bent mess. Yeah, I'll pick the best nibs. Interesting. Maybe we'll those two. Looks like that could be a nice nib. I like this full size. Oh, I didn't notice this. We got here a Skyboy. Unfortunately, the barrel's got an engraving on it, but I haven't seen one of these in a long time. Ida Brayton. Well, it's too bad. Let's do that. That'll be fun. I got to make my money back on this silly lot of pens that I bought. Beatrice, Georgia. All these have names. Tempted to replace the barrel if you have one. Yeah, I'll have to look. These all have engravings on them. C. Waldvogel. Yeah, all of them. All these stinking things. Oh, this nib is destroyed. This, yeah, not this one. This feet needs to be replaced. Let's see. Let's pull out the old bag of parts, huh? Let's see what we got. course, if it's in this bucket of parts, it means it doesn't come open. Like, this is a really, really nice looking. But I'm pretty sure it's kind of right on top. I'm pretty sure we tried to get that one open a couple months ago. Skyboy's coming back versions. That's too long. You want to see that Triumph again? This one? I think we tried to open this up and it didn't come open. But find one with your dad's name on it, let you know. Yeah. We should have it. There should be a directory. Wouldn't that be fun? Pens with people's names on it. I mean, this is a really nice looking pen, but it's... not gonna open. A whole lot of... Send it to you. Yeah, which one was it? Was it this one? They're back. I keep tempting to restore this and sell this. And the only reason I don't is because I don't think the color match is right. There's more greenish and less, more olivey on the barrel. This would be a really nice pen. But I've yet to find a cap for this or a barrel for this that matches. I thought I was close recently, but I think I just ended up with another. Hans, you need a pencil barrel? Literally, there's nothing in it. It's a tube. You've been playing around with the new technique for opening backs. Yeah, I got nothing. Let's see. Ida Brayton's name is gonna have to stay on that guy, sadly. If it's solid gold. Yeah, if it's solid gold, yeah. It is not, it's definitely not solid gold. It's just such a nice little, it's like completely missing everything. It's gonna be in my bin forever. How do I spell the name? Ida, EDA, Brayton, Brayton. Ida K. M? Ida M. You recently got a balance and rose glow with the name you can barely see? Well, I mean, if you can barely see it, that's all right too. All right, I will I'll add that to your bin of stuff. All that means is it ensures that there's going to be yet another package coming back to Wisconsin. Boy, these are thick clips, aren't they? Holy smokes. You promise you won't send a desk space in the return package? I mean, you can. I need 51 desk bases. Can we see if we can get this open? I'll try one more time. Oh, you know why it might be in here? The lever's also bent. I'm sure it didn't come open though. I can see pliers marks on it from somebody else's attempt. Do I have trumpets? Oh, ooh. Um, I might have basses but no trumpets. So that might be the problem because I have pens. I just don't have anything to put them in. Magnetics, yeah. I don't have any magnetics trumpets. There was a lot on eBay. I think it was Rich Lot was selling some parts. And there was a bunch of 51 magnetics trumpets. And I lost the auction. Of course, I was riding my bike at the time, so it was really impossible to. if it's messed up. Yeah, I mean, it's just a little. I don't know if you can see that. It's got a little crimp in the lever there. In fact, because if I make the top part flush, it sticks up a little bit. Yeah. We'll try this one more time and see if it opens. Yeah, it's not opening. Yeah, I don't really like that lever. Now that I look at it, it just came right out, didn't it? I feel like it's moving, but it's not moving, which is a terrifying feeling because it usually means something's broken. It's weird. Might have to soak that one. What do you all know about the Morrison Patriot World War II fountain pens? They got kind of a little funky filling system, don't they? That's really a Richard Binder, Mike Kennedy specialty. I don't know, that one's moving in kind of a weird direction, so I think I'm going to let it soak, which is too bad because that's kind of that's that Skyboy. All right, well, we got 4 that are open right away. Somebody taped. They put a piece of tape on here. Can you see this? I don't know if they thought that that was going to make the sack hold or what the reason for the tape is. Maybe it was to firm up the section. That's about the same as a piece of paper you found jammed in that section earlier today to hold the section in place. The same guy worked on both pens. You see all sorts of things, don't you? We need to get his name. No need to rush to waste your time fixing pens when someone like that could do it for us. I should send you the name of the guy who fixed couple of pens I bought not too long ago. Those were a treat. Thankfully, I was able to. One of them was a burgundy pearl double jewel Vacumatic, and I thankfully was able to get a cap for it. I'm going to let that soak out. You got a name? You'll show pics at Columbus for the laughs? Yeah, it sounds interesting. It's coming up, isn't it? Jeez. Four or 5 weeks, you know. I should probably start saving up some money, huh? I'd bring some pens to sell on Trader Day. The problem is if I sell pens on Trader Day, I can't be buying pens. But if I don't sell pens, I probably can't buy pens. So I don't really know what they happy medium's going to be here. What we need to do is we need to all get on Hans that he needs to come to Columbus. And I know you can't make it. It's a bad week for yours. But and it's expensive to get there, isn't it? I think. You need to run. All right. Have a great evening. Enjoy the weekend. We'll chat later. If you someone want to pay for your flight, you consider it. If you win a lottery, you'll have a party at Columbus. Oh, you got to play the lottery first, though. Minor details. I know. It's funny when I don't. You might remember to get one someday. It's funny when I get around to replacing the garbage bag that's by my bench, or on the off occasion that I drop something in there and I have to go sorting through it. It's amazing how by the time I throw that bag out, because I don't throw it out every week. It doesn't, it only gets Q-tips and toothpicks and sack remnants in it. But it's amazing how many sacks and stuff are in there by the time it comes to dispose of it. Ow. Sharp. A lot of nasty stuff underneath these levers. Lisa's going to be walking in here any minute. Jammed that lever right underneath my fingernail, and when I stick my finger in the ultrasonic, it hoits. All right, two-tone lifetime. I think that was the fourth one here. You got to get that stuff off the section. Three. A nice looking lifetime on this somewhat discolored jade. And that's a ugly looking nib. Nib actually just popped right out. It comes out great. Boom. I am probably going to end a little bit early today. I got some things I got to do at home tonight in advance of tomorrow's podcast. Those vanishing points we looked at earlier in the week will be going up for sale tomorrow. So this is your last chance to get in on the early window on those. If any of those were of interest, email me at the email address on the screen basically immediately. I have images I can send you. If you need further details, but if you want to get first crack at them, I'm happy to talk to you. Yeah, podcast tomorrow, 1:30 p.m. Central Time. So we have it every Friday. Right here on YouTube. Oh, the nib came out. Of course, I can't. You don't want to try to pull the section without a nib in it because it's just a bad idea. It's a bad recipe all around, but as long as I got that out, I can get in here and clean it. But anyway, yeah, those are, I got to work on getting those listings up. We'll make them live tomorrow. So anybody wants anything, send me an email. In other words, take your chances with the rest of the folks. Basically the same time as this, just a half hour earlier. So what are you, +6 GMT juicy, so 7:30 instead of 8. Well, I'm going to put that back in there for now. And you know what? We're going to let that soak overnight. What was also in that lot? That Balanced Millennium was really nice. That beautiful Noblesse set. Mont Blanc Noblesse sterling caps with the green marble barrels. That was a stunning set. Edison Collier and Garolite. Fairly limited production run on that. And there was a Sailor Princess rod in there. And like 6 or 7 vanishing points. All right, I'm gonna let these sit here. Actually, did I clean this off? Let's clean this off and then let's be done. You haven't caught one of those yet, Susie? I'm surprised. Usually, but not always, more modern focused. We got a pretty packed show for tomorrow because we got a lot of new interesting things in, and some of the stuff I just haven't had no time to look at this week. So you'll be getting my reaction as I look at the stuff. So. All right, this has still got some ink in the feed, so I'm just gonna drop the. You're not averse to modern, just not ballpoints. Well, you know, we do occasionally talk about ballpoints. Probably none tomorrow. No ballpoints tomorrow. There are new. There are new Parker Jotters coming out, and I got to place an order for them. They look cool. But we'll see. We'll see. I got a lot of stuff going on, and now with Cole's taking over. That means I got other stuff I got to do. So, you know, I got Edelstein inks have always been reasonably popular. 4001s can be good for vintage. So we will see. Boy, Lisa must be late today. Well, I am kind of at a stopping point here. And boy, I like how the light shines through the back window. It kind of makes it look, it's really like a gray screen, but the light really makes it look kind of pink. So, all right. I think we're going to end there today. It'll be just a little bit shorter. And shoot me an email if you're interested in those VPs or any of those pens. And we can work something out in advance. Thanks, Jason. Good to see you. And we'll be back at Repairing Pens on Monday. PB Pickett, take care. Thank you. You as well. And we'll see you tomorrow. If you want to catch the live stream. In other words, have a good night, a good afternoon, a good morning, wherever you are. Be kind, be well, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Bye now.